Thank everybody for coming. It's, I think, very important that all of us in the land of Lincoln, state of Illinois, United States of America, honor true heroes. And that's exactly what we're going to do this week. On Wednesday afternoon in Warsaw, Poland, we're going to present the Purple Heart, the American ambassador, to the mother of Dawid Pietrek, who gave his life for our country, the United States Marine who was laid to rest on the 1st of July of this year. David was born in Poland, came to the United States at age 21, and worked as a caregiver for the family of Bill and Joanne Roan, taking good care of Joanne's father and also the father of the Pauls. David came to America because he wanted to be a United States citizen, wanted to be a police officer, and he wanted to go to college. And he decided, after serving as a caregiver, to join the United States Marines, an elite corps that believes in the motto Semper Fidelis, Semper Fi for short, always faithful. And Dawid Pietrek, Private First Class Dawid Pietrek, was always faithful to all of us in America and to his home country of Poland. Just shortly before his funeral at Arlington National Cemetery, he was made a United States citizen, and he's always in our hearts. And in addition to the Purple Heart that his mother will receive on Wednesday afternoon, in our state we have a young artist by the name of Cameron Schilling, who has hand-drawn the portraits of all of our service members who've given their last full measure of devotion to our country in the war against terrorism. And this is the portrait of David from a picture that his mom provided. The original is in Warsaw already, and we're going to present this to his mother as well on Wednesday afternoon. And there are no words in the English language or the Polish language or any languages to relieve the pain of a mom losing her son. That never goes away. But I think it's all very, very important for all of us in America to extend our condolences and sympathy to the Gold Star families who have lost a son or daughter in the war against terrorism. David was killed by a roadside bomb with 3 other Marines in Afghanistan, which is really the epicenter of the battle against Al-Qaeda and the Taliban and the terrorists. We must prevail over terrorism. We must protect democracy. And David believed with all of his heart in democracy and government of the people. And it's very, very important that we honor special heroes like David. I think all of us owe a debt of gratitude to his family, and we want to make sure that his memory is never forgotten. And as part of that, after I go to Poland, I'm going to go to the American Medical Center, Army Medical Center at Landstuhl, Germany, where we have service members who are right now in the hospital who have been wounded in Iraq and Afghanistan. And this is just an example of what school children in Illinois have done over the last month or so in writing homemade cards to our service members. Some of them are right here, thanking them for their service, as well as those who are working in the hospital caring for the wounded. It's very, very important at this time of year where we're celebrating Thanksgiving and we're coming into the holidays that we remember those who cannot be home for Thanksgiving, who cannot be home for Christmas or New Year's. They're far away from home in Afghanistan or Iraq or somewhere else around the world, but they are serving us. And I think that tradition that David maintained of service to all, we should take to heart and find a way in our own state of Illinois to serve our neighbor. And I just want to read a little bit about one of the last letters that David sent to his mother and sister in Poland with respect to his mission in Afghanistan. And David said, "We are helping and protecting the people of Afghanistan, providing them with schooling and medicine." He said, "If something should happen to me, remember, This was my decision. We're defending people here and fighting terrorists. So we owe, all of us owe, David and his brave comrades a debt of gratitude for standing up for us and volunteering for the Marines and other branches of service to fight terrorism and protect democracy. And this week, I think all of us should say a prayer for David and his family. And without further ado, I'd like to ask now Bill and Joanne Roan to come forward. They knew David. He worked for them. They have a special bond, and we'd like to hear about that, if you would.
Good afternoon. David came to our family to take care of my dad, who was very ill and really not very mobile. And David brought to our family, I think, a genuine compassion for people who were suffering. For us, he was a godsend because he was able to really independently care for my dad. And we enjoyed his company. He brought us stories of Poland, of his family. And we taught him about our family and really embraced him as part of our family for the time that he was with us. So we were pleased that he joined the military because he really wanted to make something of himself in this country. And it was difficult for somebody with limited use of the English language to really find a profession outside of the caregiving profession, certainly in the Chicagoland area. So the military service was something that he felt would really get him to where he wanted to go, improve his language, get him service that might lead him to citizenship, and ultimately then get him into police work, which was something that he dreamed of. So for him, it clearly was a decision that he was happy with. And we had the pleasure of seeing David really shortly before he died. He'd come home on leave, and he was in full uniform, and he was really proud of the fact that he was a United States Marine. In fact, I think and so we spent a little time with him that day, specifically Bill. Bill spent some time with him and our daughters. So that was terrific. And we had the pleasure, I'll say, at a sad time of meeting his family in Washington, D.C. at his funeral. And even though language was a barrier for his mother and his grandmother, there was still really heartfelt emotion. And as mother, I really felt, Mrs. Pietrek's pain, and David was a friend to our family. So we got to go to lunch with them and spend several hours really talking. And David's uncle, who also spent some time with us, was with the family and kind of acted as an interpreter. So we were able to have some good conversation and just let them know that the time that he was in the States was valuable and that he really performed a service that we were all grateful for. So.
Thank you.
The only thing I would say is that David was, Joanne said that he was a godsend to us. I think he was a godsend to our country. He was exactly the kind of immigrant that this country needs. He was young, honest, hardworking, and willing to help others. And that's what he did for us. That's what he did for our dad. And that's what he did for all Americans when he put on the United States Marine Corps uniform.
And I think it is important to acknowledge the people of Poland, a freedom-loving people. The second constitution, written constitution in the history of the world, was in Poland in 1791, right after our United States Constitution was adopted. The people of Poland adopted a written constitution. They believe in democracy. They've helped us in Iraq. Polish soldiers today are in Afghanistan. And I know when I arrive in Warsaw on Wednesday, we want to thank the people of Poland